possibly the go-ahead run. Here's the play, they're going to lob it to home, and it gets down, and he's out at home. Here comes the run, play it third, and sight. This is hit hard. This is going to left field. This one is back, and it's out of here.
You're looking live. Good evening, baseball fans. You're looking live at West Beach Parks. A glorious spring day, 33 degrees it got to here in Adelaide, the South Australian capital. Another magnificent sunset you can see there on St Vincent's Golf. And before you now, a great game of baseball. This is Super League Baseball, Adelaide. Baseball as you've never seen before. It's turbocharged. It's baseball meets the Big Bash. It's action non-stop. And tonight, a game between two undefeated teams as the Denmark Crushers, the defending champions, play probably the pre-season favourites of the Clippers. My name's Phil Hurton. Excited to be here on a glorious night for some baseball. I'm joined by the man who knows it all about local baseball, Rob Oshie. Welcome, Rob. This is one of the marquee games of the year, I think.
Yeah, for the second week of the year when we have a short 6-week season only, every game is going to be extremely important. These are the two you mentioned preseason favorites. A lot of the so-called experts are saying the Clippers are going to go 6-0 this year and walk. The Crushers, the defending champs, going to have something to say about it. They get the first chance tonight.
So Joe DeGrosse there on the mound for the Crushers. It is Isaac Franklin, and we are underway, bang on time, 8 o'clock. As mentioned, 90-minute maximum game. As we found out last week, 80 minutes, no new innings can start after that. And we start with a high pitch.
Joe DeGrosse starting again for the Crushers. He seems to be their every Wednesday starter. This year, pitchers can go longer than the 2 innings, but they only do have 30 pitches. We saw last week a few 2-batter innings every week, so we can have them fairly quick. And shortstop dips in behind the runner at second base there. And the 1-0 pitch, Franklin's going to pop that one into left field. And just going to camp under that one for the first out of the inning. Runners scurry back to their bases.
Just to run through the Crushers defensively, Charlie Ashcroft there in left, Pat Inglis in centre, Terrell Joyce in right. Around the bases, Liam Bull at third, Anthony Herrera shortstop, Davey Barry at second, Ryan Broom is at first, Mason Clavel behind the plate, Josh Tyndall is the designated hitter. Coming up now, special guest appearance, his 4th team in 4 games, Aaron Whitefield.
Yeah, and he hasn't been traded, folks. That hasn't been an aspect we've added yet. It's just one of the things to get Aaron Whitefield ready for the Premier 12. So he gets the first pitch, takes strike one on the outside corner there. Get him ready for the Premier 12. He's going to get a few at-bats. Last Wednesday, he was with the Wasps and the Crushers. This week, he was just previously with the Carp right before, and now he's going to be with the Clippers, trying to keep his teams busy.
And his wardrobe full.
Yeah, he's had quite a change every inning or every game getting in there. But so far, he had a big single last game, tried to help his team come back to win. But the Wasps were able to hold on after putting on a big 7-run first inning. But here he's going to be with the Clippers. Gets a 1-1 pitch. Jody Gross, the runners take their lead. Phil Cost from second base. Curveball inside.
Well, certainly it's a week is a long time in Super League Baseball. The Wasps were held hitless. Something we probably didn't realise with all the runners on base and so forth. Did not get a hit tonight. First inning, 7 runs on the board. It's that kind of competition. It can vary week by week. Right now there's 2 on. Just the 1 out as that one is fouled away. Just to mention the runners on base. The number 8 hitter, Phil Acosta. Number 9 hitter, Jasper Clark. Every inning there will be a runner on second and a runner on first to get us underway with none out.
Yeah, one of the new aspects of the Super League. We have seen a lot more runs. We saw the Wasps last game get ahead 7, but it isn't quite enough. You have to keep adding on. And Gross misses just outside with the changeup there. Even the count 2-2. You can't just sit on those 7 as your opposition's going to keep getting runners on first and second every inning. And we did see in the first week of the season, the Carp jumped ahead early 5-0, but the Crushers were able to chip back every inning, and then walk them off 6-5 in their final at-bats.
So it's a 1-2 count. You can see the clock. We got a countdown clock now. I'm very impressed that the Spacequake boys have decided we're going to count it down rather than count it up. It means we no longer have to do the math of how long is left in the game. Thank you very much.
Yeah, with the clock down, it is a maximum 90-minute game, but you cannot start any new innings after 80 minutes. So the
Correct.
clock was started at 80, so you can see that once it hits 0, we will not be able to start a new inning.
I remembered that rule after the end of the second game last week. In fact, no game has really gone great length inning-wise as Wyfield walks to first. How many innings did we get through with the first game?
Both of the first games, I believe, were in the 4th inning. Last game was in the 4th inning, so it seems to be in the middle of the 4th inning or so that we're able to get there.
I think
we have a little bit of a confusion here. The clock on the clock up on the scoreboard had the count at 2-2. The umpire had him at 2-2, and so that was only ball 3 there in Whitefield. Okay. So we're going to send the runners back to first and second. Aaron Whitefield takes ball 3 there. He's going to have a full count here.
Well, at least he knows the way.
So he's getting another shot here to swing. Probably much more what he's looking to do. He's not looking to walk. He's looking to swing the bat, get his new team some runs, but get himself some work here.
Oh, he's got a big smile on his face. He can appreciate the. Not sure if he pulled that stunt in Tokyo, Korea. He'd have quite the same smile on his face.
We see home plate umpire Dalton Osborne back there. He had the count on the bases tonight. We had Neil Putin and Revel. 3-2 pitch just off the bat as he tried to hold up. Check swing. Going to keep the count 3-2.
So these two sides come in undefeated. Last week it was the Crushers over the Cup 5-4, coming from a big deficit to do so, and it was all the Clippers in their demolition of the Wasps. 6-0, held the Wasps hitless and put up a 3-run home run. Probably one of the highlights of the opening week. Full count. That one is popped up. Coming around to it is Herrera, claiming it, taking it. Runners will hold. And runners have all advanced to base during some part of that, I might add. As we now have 2 out, runners on second and third. Yeah, I'm questioning it too, but the runners are on second and third.
Yeah, I think we have a little bit of confusion here from the teams, and I'm surprised the Crushers coaching staff hasn't popped up and said anything there, because they do start the inning with runners on first and second. Isaac Franklin popped up to left field. The runners did not advance, and then on the confusion on Aaron Whitefield's walk, he was brought back, but
nobody else came back with him.
The other runners didn't come with him, and it looks like the Clippers may have got away with something here, and we got runners second and third here for Jordy McCardle. And that one's going to get a 2-hopper over to first base. No troubles there. So the baseball rules, as they say, baseball don't lie. They got out of it without actually any damage to it. But we're going to go to the bottom of the first inning. Clippers and Crushers still scoreless.
Welcome back, folks. That's Terrell Joyce, who was, from memory, a Clipper last year. That is the nature of this competition. They take the teams and they start each year from scratch with marquee players, of which Joyce is one, and a draft that's held at the Highway and a fun night had by all. This is the Denmark Crushers, the Clippers, Super League Baseball, Adelaide, Phil Hurd and Rod Ushy. We're at the bottom of the first in the battle of the two undefeateds. No scorers yet, and those two men on base are what you see automatically each inning. Darcy Barry is on second and Josh Tyndall on first, and Rob Ushy has the call.
Big swing there at first pitch. Denmark Crushers have changed their lineup a little bit here today, leading Terrell Joyce off, and that's with the change to Super League. You get runners first and second, get them in scoring position right away, and you want your big slugger up there to put something big and damaging up. That one, he had a cut there to put them ahead 3-0, but he came up a little bit short. That's going to tail outside Tim Day.
That's right, because normally you would have start of the order someone who gets on base. And even the number 9 hitter might be someone to get on base to set up the guy getting on base at first. And your big hitter is your third or fourth, but everybody moves up a couple of spots.
Yeah, there's a little bit different thinking for coaches. 1-1 pitch. Joyce takes that one inside 2-1. Even at the professional level in the major leagues, Joe Madden was, I guess, one of the first. We started batting his pitcher in the 8 hole, and then a second leadoff, as you mentioned, in the 9 hole, and then his best slugger in the 2 hole. So kind of gets an extra at bat, more at bats for some of your better hitters if they're hitting 1 and 2.
So right now a 2-1 count. Tim Day is on the hill as he was last week, the starting pitcher. Of course, the Clippers combined for a no-hitter, which, given the game went 5, probably not the greatest achievement. But hey, if you throw a no-hitter with the pressure of having all these runners on, that's no mean feat.
No, and we've seen the way the Clippers general manager Chris Lawson built his team. He's got some pitchers that come out firing darts and very comfortable pitching from the set with runners on base already. So it's more of a reliever game. That's going to be a ball 4 to Terrell Joyce as he takes the 3-1 pitch. And we're going to have the bases loaded now. Still nobody out. And last year's grand final MVP, Anthony Herrera, coming up as he returns to Denmark Crushers because he helped them win their first championship last year.
Well, first moment of the contest, you would have to say. As you can see, the Port Adelaide Magpies helmet. Herrera 0 from 1. In fact, only 2 Crushers come into this game with an average. They being Clavel and Pat Inglis, who are the next 2 up, I might add. Not a lot of hitting in the opening week, but I think it got made up for in the opening game tonight. If that's it, will it be fair? I reckon it might be. It will be. This will bring a whole stack of runs. One's across the plate. Here comes 2. Play at 3 and safe, and that is is it a 3 RBI 2-bagger?
3-run double there for Anthony Herrera as that ball tracks into right field, lands just in front of the line, stays in, and Terrell Joyce flying around the bases, comes in to score, slides just under the throw from Austin Gallagher, and it's 3-0 from the Denmark Crushers. Here in top of the first, still nobody out. Anthony Herrera standing on second base. They'll be looking for a lot more than those 3 the way they've started here. Absolutely,
and they've got a speedster in Herrera in scoring position. As we've cleared the bases, sort of, it's a much more traditional looking diamond now, just the 1 player on second, no one on first or third. And those corners here at West Beach Park, so we find one that can just nip in fair and wriggle around those corners. If you're on first, you've got a very good chance of getting home.
Yeah, that ball seems to get lost. It's almost like a Death Valley down there in right field. And 320, but it plays almost like 420, 450 once that ball gets down and rolls away.
Can I use that?
Herrera on the run. Dave comes back. He's got him picked off. And Herrera taking a look. He's going to try to stay in as long as he can. And McCardle's just going to run him back down, tag him. Herrera got caught leaning a little bit. He looked like he was headed trying to catch the Clipper sleeping as he started to go. Dave gets his foot up and down, does the job, get rid of it. And then they want him going back to second base. So if they didn't get him, he gets back to the spot. But caught in the rundown, and there's the first out of the inning. Tim Day's got bases clear now.
All right, 3-0 game, 1 out, bottom of the first. I was just about to ask permission to use that Death Valley when the ABL comes up. I like that. I know that the cavalry at their fort have a Snake Gully, which is a little fouled area with a little bit of bushland where there has been a couple of natives sighted from time to time. Right now, 1-2 count on him. So watch that stolen base. He swings and misses. He is retired. Day has his first K of the night.
Yeah, good combination there. After he fell behind 1-0 to come back. Alternating pitches. Tim Day's off-speed pitch is probably his best pitch. Right there, he come with a fastball just up above the letters. Patty Inglis wasn't able to catch up to that one. We go to Mason Clavel, who had a rough start last year in his first year in Super League, but last week he definitely came to play as he crushed one off the fence in left center and then hit another deep ball to center field. Looking like he got a little more pop this year. We may see something big out of him coming here.
Yeah, well, Tim Day with Glenelg, they got a little bit of a thumping, 12-1 at the hand of the Rams of Henley and Grange. Probably not the result, the surprise, the margin certainly would have been.
Yeah, two of the stronger teams in the SABL. Just one of those days. It obviously wasn't the Tigers' day, but you know they're going to come back next week, ready to go, and probably be one of the better games of the weekend, I imagine.
So Day here, a couple of times he's got out in the count here. This is a wonderful chance for Clavel. So this is Tiger to Tiger at the moment. Two Glenelg teammates. As that one is hit to Franklin, has to take care of a bit of a dodgy bounce, but mops up well. And that'll do it for the first, but not before Anthony Herrera with a 3 RBI double to Death Valley in right puts the Crushers up 3-0. This is Super League Baseball Adelaide, thanks to Spacequake Sports.
Black Chrome is the official partner of Super League Baseball Adelaide. Head to the Black Chrome website to view the new range of custom baseball apparel and see why so many teams are choosing to partner with Black Chrome.
She got 2 little horns and they give me a little
Some of the crowd here enjoying a very pleasant night, very much chalk and cheese compared with the wintry conditions we had to open Super League Baseball Adelaide last week. But where else would you be on a Wednesday night than under the bright lights? Here for some Super League Baseball, it is the Crushers, courtesy of 3 runs in the first lead. And the Clippers 3-0. It will be Austin Gallagher at the plate and Rob Ushie with the mic.
Yeah, Jordy Gross cruised through the first inning there. It's going to take ground ball that just to the right side of the first base line, foul ball. As we see, runners already start first and second, nobody out. The Crushers jumped all over the Clippers for 3 in the first inning, but 3 isn't enough in Super League.
It's one crack at the bat, isn't it?
Absolutely. That's one of the things that we've added, a lot more runs. Last week you mentioned the conditions probably weren't ideal, played a little bit into it, but today, beautiful day. Balls have been flying as guys are hitting as we had a big scoring game. There's the 0-1 pitch, that one's low in the dirt. Gallagher takes 1-1.
Yeah, bad conditions are challenging for everyone. Are they more challenging for a hitter?
It depends. I mean, hitters generally you're going to want to hit a ball off the barrel of the bat, so it doesn't matter the conditions. But if a pitcher can get in the kitchen, get in under the hands, and make him fist, that's going to sting.
Yeah.
Curveball that Gallagher takes outside. And be one of the matchups we're going to watch tonight is in local league. This is Austin Gallagher's 4th year over here. He's done some damage to Jordy Gross over the years,
yes.
and so Jordy Gross is going to be looking to get a little payback and try to get out of the pickle here, a first and second and nobody out.
He became a walk master for the Adelaide Bite, and he's already, you would think, I think he racked up about 18 walks from about half a season of about 20 games. And he's already up 3-1 in the count. He is quite content. If you're going to not throw him anything, he's going to find himself on base.
Yeah, between Super League, the Bite last season, and the SABI, I believe he had something like 55 walks on the year. So definitely being careful here. There's a pitch which he's going to take on the outside corner for strike 2. Not something he's looking to drive. He's not looking to hit a ball on the ground the other way. He wants to drive a ball in the gap and try to get his team back within 1, or if not, put all 3 on the board.
Full count. Moneyball pitch coming right up here. You can see we've gone half an hour into this one. 60 minutes to go, 50 minutes before we can't start a new inning. That one's in the dirt, and the Walkmaster strikes again. Gallagher on first. Loaded bases, no one out. This is what Super League Baseball is all about. Pressure situations, every pitch.
Yeah, we did see it. We saw it last year. We saw a lot of pitchers nibbling away. They had 40 pitches to play with. A lot of the managers kept them to 1 inning, 2 if the guy got through it pretty quick. So they nibbled a lot, and the innings were longer. You can't nibble when there's already runners on base. You got to attack hitters because now you got bases loaded, nobody out. And Josh Lapiana up to bat, more known a little bit as a pitcher probably, since he pitches for the Washington Wild Things in the Frontier League back in North America. But last year, for the Adelaide Angels in 97 at-bats, he had 402 with a couple home runs, so he can swing it.
There's 9 different, I reckon there's 10 different clubs on this Clippers roster. Started the round of things, but I reckon it's 9 or 10. I'll count them up for you in a sec. This is a really diverse group that have come together. Some teams you see with 4 or 5 from the one club. This is they've gone across the city to get their talent.
Lapiana takes that one low. Be 1-2 count. A good curveball, the pitch before on 0-1. Caught the outside. Lapiana thought it was outside, but Dalton Osborne called it a strike. Looked good from here. So it looks like 1-2. I'm going to try to look ball and play and at least hit a fly ball to get his team back on the board and within a couple. That one he falls straight back as it gets on the hands.
So you make that 11 different clubs, and there's only 13 in the Div 1.
It's almost they went down and had to grab one from every team, but that isn't a rule that they have in Super League. It's
just take whoever you want.
Take what you want, but they were looking for talent. Didn't matter where it was from. That's the 1-2 pitch, miss low inside, even the count 2-2.
So none out, loaded bases. Big chance here for the Clippers to do something about this deficit.
Yeah, and that's why 3 wasn't going to be enough. In the first inning, Lapiana with the 2-2 pitch. That one he's going to take up high. Full count. Bases loaded, full count, nowhere to put him. A little bit of a pressure situation here for Jordy Gross in the top of the second.
Yep, and of course we talked before about, last week about wild pitches or pass balls. Pretty much automatic runs here.
Yeah, you need a good catcher in Super League. It was one of the key aspects the general managers were looking at during the draft. But here's the 3-2, the payoff pitch. Lapiana swing and a miss. And that one's going to be held on to by Mason Clavel for the first out of the inning. Big strikeout by Jordy Gross there with the bases loaded, nobody out. Now a ground ball can get him out of this. But Tom McGarry picked up last week right where he left off last year. Won the batting title last year in Super League, hitting an even 500.
He even brings his own baseball.
And last week, he started off with a big 3-run homer, put that game out of reach. It was 3-0 before he stepped up, hit that 3 home run, pretty much crushed the hearts of the Wasps before they could get a sniff in their last at bat. So he's going to be looking to do some damage again here tonight.
Absolutely. Out of the frying pan to the fire, and he's already swinging, and that's fouled into the softball arena. So Gary, first home run of the Super League season, and with that, the 3 RBIs. And yeah, that was definitely the dagger for the Wasps, who came out firing today. 7 runs in the first innings, beat the Carp 9-7 in a, I think, 5-inning contest. So as yet, we really haven't seen one. It is a scheduled 7-inning game, but we haven't seen one even get close.
No, the 7 innings, I think it's almost going to be a guideline or ballpark number, as we do have that time, which clicks it is a 90-minute game. Can't start a new inning after 80, so when that clock on the bottom left hits 0, we can't start a brand new inning. And Gary takes the 0-2 up high.
That rule does have some fans, my wife included, who now knows that, okay, this game's going to go 90 minutes, and therefore I should be home at this time. Been a few late nights we've had with the Bison Giants over the years.
Yeah, you definitely get the game in at a certain time. A 1-2 pitch, that one's going to be taken up high, even the count 2-2. But there are also baseball traditionalists that would like to see it played out at least to the 7. I mean, games normally are 9-inning baseball games. You're starting off already playing 2 less innings, but we don't want to be here all night with games starting. There is 2 games in the night. It's not just like it's one night, 1 game starting. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and the bat's going to go flying on that one.
A couple of girls in one of the dugout boxes. Well, there is a beautiful gabba netting in front. We're never in any danger, but it takes a while for the brain to realise there is netting in front when there's a bat flying your way that fast.
Yeah, we saw a good change up there from Jordy Gross. Got Tom McGarry out on his front foot. Bat goes flying off as he strikes out for the 2nd out of the inning.
2 strikeouts in a row for Jordy Gross. Just might mention the games next week. This is a 6-week regular season. Doubleheaders every Wednesday night. Next week it will be the Wasps and the Crushers. And then it will be the Carp and the Clippers in the late game, of course, all brought to you on Spacequake Sports. But if you're in the vicinity, come on down to the ballpark. Just enjoy a lovely casual night at the ballpark. We've got the music playing, we've got the PA, we've got plenty of seating under cover wherever you like. You can go and even stand on the home run hill. Some great food and drink options. So come on down, just enjoy as the Crushers go through their pitching change.
Yeah, Jordy Gross was in his 2nd inning work. He does only get the 30 pitches this year in the Super League. So he got up to those 30 pitches. We see Todd Treblecock, another one of the Port Adelaide Magpies, come in. Talked about it last week when he came in for the Crushers. That doesn't throw overly hard. He's not going to come in and just blow balls by guys. Has very good command of his off-speed pitches. He throws them for strikes. And he gets ground balls and pop-ups, which is exactly what you need in Super League when you start with runners on base already. He can get a double play in 1 or 2 pitches with that good ball that he spots up at the bottom of the zone. And here, he's just looking for an out.
Those ground balls are suddenly worth double because pretty much every time there's a double play available to you. But still bases loaded, 2 out. And the Clippers so far have not been able to convert anything into runs just yet.
Lachlan Burrows steps in. Last week he was the designated hitter. Tonight he's at 2nd base. And a little bit of change from the Clippers tonight as their catcher, the import from Southern District, Michael Blanky's out ill with the evening, and they had Aaron Whitefield in the DH spot. But everyone else got to move around a little bit. And Burrows takes another one for a ball low, 2-0. Treblecock's having trouble finding the zone early.
Yes, having said he does beautiful work with his off-speed finding the zone. He put the markers on.
Apparently I put the jinx on the pitcher already. That one's going to be fouled straight back as that was left over the middle of the plate.
Speaking of foul balls, I was walking to the arena and almost got collected by a foul ball over the other side of Bite HQ. It was a huge foul.
There were a few balls last game that were teed up on that batters were just getting out of as we're still early in the SABL season. They're still getting their timing. The 2-1 pitch up high. 3-1. Nowhere for Treblecock to put Burrows with the bases loaded.
So another pressure moment here for the pitchers. A little bit for the Clippers. They would not want to, having loaded up the bases so early, they would not want to take out of. In fact, there's your run. As Burrows gets officially an RBI, courtesy of being the
the RBI
target.
walk scores Aaron Whitefield from third base, and they get back. They get one of the three back that the Crushers got on them in the bottom of the first inning. And still bases loaded, 2 out for Phil Acosta coming up.
So we've got Geordie McArdle at third, Austin Gallagher at second, and now Lockie Burrows at first. Phil Acosta, as you mentioned, the left fielder from the Henley and Grange Rams, at the plate.
Taking all the way there as he saw Trouble Thought come in and walk the first batter he faced on 5 pitches. So his 0-0 count, comfortable swinging the bat with 1 or 2 strikes on himself. Just wanted to make sure he would get one over across. It's the 0-1. That one he's going to drive into right field. Terrell Joyce is going to come in, put it in over his left shoulder for the final out of the inning. But the Clippers get 1 back to respond to the Crushers 3. And we're going to go to the bottom of the second. The Crushers lead 3-1, looking to score more.
And welcome back, folks. Super League Baseball, Adelaide, a gorgeous Wednesday night here in Adelaide. The Dunmark Crushers, the defending champs, leading the contenders, the undefeated Clippers, 3 runs to 1. 1.5 innings are in the book. Let's see what the Crushers can do. It'll be Charlie Ashcroft, Liam Ball, Darcy Barry. That's 5, 7, 8, of course, with Pat Inglis at second, Mason Cavill at first base.
Big inning here for the Clippers in the second week of the season. Both teams got wins last week, battling already for first place. They're down 3-1. They need to try to get out of this. They don't want to fall behind too much early here. And that one right down the middle. Charlie Ashcroft takes for a strike, even the count 1-1. Back pick at first base, and that's going to catch the runner off just a little bit there.
Pat Inglis caught just off. In fact, that's, I think, one of the first. Surprised we haven't seen more with the players on base of the pick-off attempts.
Yeah, we saw there's going to be a good curveball for strike 2. We saw the Clippers and Tim Day flirt with it with second baseman Lockie Burrows in the first inning. He spun, but the second baseman didn't get to the bag. I thought maybe they had a chance to get the runner that time. But this time here, they were ready to go, had it. Ashcroft follows that one back, 1-2. And that's one of the parts that would be a really big part of Super League, the pickoff. But when you play with each other only once a week, these aren't teams, these aren't players are always with each other. They don't get the familiarity. Curveball just outside there, even the count 2-2.
Well, of course, it does lead a bad throw suddenly gets through, and the player at second will scamper through to third. So you've got to be measured in your approach. But we're back to something traditional here. 1 out, 1 on. And one fouled into the Crushers bullpen, 2-2 count, 1 out. Still Charlie Ashcroft, the leadoff man, who hits that one playable to centre. That should be Jasper Clark, who eats that one up, and the Crushers are 2 awake. Very quickly, the defensive setup for the Clippers around the outfield. Phil Acosta in left, Jasper Clark in right, Jasper Clark in centre, Josh Lapiana in right. Around the bases, Josh McArdle third, Isaac Franklin at shortstop, Lachlan Burrows is at second, Austin Gallagher first, Tom McGarry is behind the plate tonight with Aaron Whitefield, the DH, and Tim Day working his way through the lineup at the moment.
In his second inning of work, he had started this inning at 15 pitches. He had 15 to go. That big pickoff is going to be there's a curveball for strike one to get ahead. That pickoff looms big right now as they are approaching the bottom of the order. Ryan Broom getting his first shot this season at first base tonight, but it also keeps the pitcher's pitch count down. In the 0-1 pitch, fastball right by Broom. 0-2. Day looking in for his sign with McGarry. See if the Crushers want to run. They stay. Misses just a little bit on the outside corner with the big curveball. You had 1-2. When you're ahead 0-2, you got the hitter in the rocking chair, especially if you got it with both pitches.
Okay, you got the hitter in a rocking chair.
Yeah, you can go either way with your pitch.
Okay.
That's going to be pop foul. And
okay, because I'm just taking notes here. I got Death Valley, hitter in a rocking chair. Okay.
yeah, that way you can go either way.
Okay.
You can rock them one way with your fastball, or back with something slow, something off speed.
Okay.
You
got options.
Yeah, and that's where you want to be as a pitcher, but you want to make sure it's a competitive pitch. That one was. He had just missed. And 1-2. And Broom's going to follow another one back. He's battling. He's going to try to get Day to make a bad pitch and capitalize on a mistake, but
not yet.
Not so far. Count holds 1-2.
So Broom, this is his first start this season. Nick Caforda not in the lineup, and he's found himself a hit, I reckon. Yep, that'll drop. Won't be enough to bring home the run. This will be runners at the corners, I suspect. Although it could be a pick-off move at first. Yeah, that'll just a little bit too ambitious was Ryan Broom on that occasion. And the player at third won't have the chance to do anything. That is the end of the inning on 2 rundowns.
Yeah, a little anxious there. Tried to get aggressive on the overthrow. And we see here Ryan Broom with a single into right field. The runner's going first to third, as he would with 2 outs with the throw in. Overthrows his cutoff man, and on that Ryan Broom's going to try to get advanced. McArdle comes and gets the ball. And Lockie Burrows gets out, tagged by Austin Gallagher, gets him out of the inning.
Yep. Great work by Josh McArdle to work out there was a play at second. That'll do it for the second inning. This is the Crushers 3, Clippers 1, thanks to Spacequake Sports. Well, to the third we go. We're about halfway through this contest, and we've only ticked off 2 full innings thus far. It is a sped up game, but the innings are still taking a while to work through. We are at the bottom of the lineup. This should be Jasper Clark, the 9-hitter for the Clippers, with some work to do.
Yeah, the beauty of the new Super League. Every inning starts, runners first and second base. So last inning, we had a pickoff to start the inning at second base. On the last out, the single by Ryan Broom into right field. Got a little anxious trying to get to second base on a bit of an overthrow. Got caught on back going to first. Here we go, pitch. That one's going to be fouled by Jasper Clark, just into the ground in front of Mason Clavel, leaving the count 1-1. We got, as mentioned, Lucky Burrows at second base and Phil Acosta at first. The Clippers do have some speed out there right now. And part of the order, see if they're looking to move anybody over with a bunt. Something we haven't seen in Super League yet is the small ball game. Everybody's still playing for the big innings.
One of those unique things, look at Phil Acosta. He was on second base as the 8-hitter to start the first. He actually got to have an at-bat, flew out to right in the second, and now he's on first base to start the third.
Busy night already for Acosta. And Jasper Clark takes that one on the outside corner, even the count 2-2.
And how much in your team selection now does speed come into play, given you're going to have base runners, guaranteed every inning?
I'm sure it was looked at by some of the general managers to grab some speed, maybe at the lower end of their draft, but still the beginning of the draft was still some of the marquee players, some of the big boppers. You look at the first couple picks where Matt Hutchings was an MVP candidate last year, Austin Gallagher, a big power hitter.
Terrell Joyce
Was a marquee player. So, and then some catchers were taken early as well, Boston Nui and Tom McGarry. So
it probably has a bit of a play when you're deciding who your 7, 8, 9 might be, given they get a fair run on base during this setup.
There's a back pick at first base. And first baseman doesn't quite get there. Mason Clavel popped up, made a good throw to first base, but Phil Acosta was able to scamper back. It's going to be a 3-2 pitch coming up. See if they get the runners moving, as they do have some speed on the bases. And they're going. They're going to ground ball to third base. Going to be a tag there. Lucky Burrows throw to first. And he's out. Double play. Great job by Liam Bull.
Well, I'm not sure if the first out was there. Let's have a quick look.
No, I guess looks like he must have missed him with the tag. Marango looked like he was able to get him, but much closer to the umpire is to the play than I am up here. And ends up being a 5-3 putout. Runners move up second and third. And top of the order for Isaac Franklin. He had a second opportunity, popped up to left field his first at bat. And he takes the first pitch on the outside corner. 0-1.
So we're back to the start of the lineup again. Franklin popped out to left his first at bat. Starting now, we're really seeing the ball whiz around the bases, aren't we?
Yeah, Clavel tried to back pick Costa at first base early. He was able to get back there. He's trying to get Lucky Burrows leaning a little bit. He might have been lucky that ball hit Burrows going back to third. It's a little bit low throw, but no damage done. Still men on second and third.
So Burrows
One
at
out.
third, Acosta at second. A vacant first base.
That ball's going to drop in front. Left fielders are going to score one. Ball takes a little funny hop there, coming in from the left fielder, but Phil Acosta stays at third base. Going to be runners on the corners. They get another one. A little sinking liner into left field. Charlie Ashcroft takes it, picks it up, gets it in hard, right off the lip. As Liam Bull's ready to get it, but no advancement from any of the other batters. And now Troublecock's got Aaron Whitefield, the Adelaide Giant, coming to plate with one out, looking for at least a sac fly to try to tie this game for the Clippers.
So it's 3-2. The tying run 90 feet away. Sacrifice is an option. That one, though, why sacrifice when you can go through the 5.5 hole? And we have got ourselves a tie game. The Crushers did it on one hit to Herrera, and the Clippers respond with a couple of hits in this third inning. And we are all tied up, which brings me to one of the unique things about this matchup. That last year, they played in the only tie, or the only on-field tie we've had so far in Super League history. They did have, it was 3 apiece, which resembles the exact score we've got right now.
Yeah, it was one of the things with the time games is that you can't get a draw. Here's the first pitch to McCardle. He takes that one low. This is going to be a big inning for the Crushers. They're going to want to try to keep this thing as close to as the 3-3 score as possible. Being the home team, they're going to get last at bat, and with they start the innings with the runners on themselves, but they don't want to fall behind by more than a few. That's going to be a line drive right up the middle for McCardle. That's going to be a single. Coming in. There's going to be the throw home. There's going to be a play at the plate, and the ball scoots away. Whitefield trying to go to third, and he's in safely at third base. RBI single by Jordan McCardle puts the Clippers ahead 4-3. Whitefield, it takes an extra base on the throw home. Runners on the corners for Austin Gallagher as we see the slide just ahead of the throw.
Not much in that, but 3 straight RBI singles to Franklin, Whitefield and McCardle has put the Clippers in front 4-3. If you look here, the throw was, you couldn't say the throw could have been any more on the money, just got a bad op in that lip between the grass and the dirt. And that could have well been a bang-bang play at home. But I say that is it. And we're going to see another pitching change. Chance maybe to quickly check the results in the South Australian Baseball League. Round 2 it was last Sunday. We mentioned that Henley and Grange defeated Glenelg 12-1 in the surprise. A lot of other one-sided results. Goodwood on the board, 10-4 over Southern Districts. East Torrens beat Northern Districts 18-0. Adelaide defeated Woodville 11-1. Kensington shut out Golden Grove Central Districts 10-0. Austin Gallagher 2 home runs in that. And probably the tight one, as expected, West Torrens and Port Adelaide. It was the Eagles of West Torrens beating Port Adelaide 3-2. So Kensington, East Torrens, West Torrens are 2-0. Sturt 1-0. Still looking for their first wins. Port Adelaide, believe it or not. Golden Grove Central Districts, the Reds of Northern Districts and the Hawks of Southern Districts. The games this week, might get some tips from you here, Rob. Glenelg hosting Golden Grove Central Districts.
Oh, we know last week Henley and Grange won big over Glenelg. That's not going to sit well. They're going to come back ready to go. Golden Grove Dodgers, young team, haven't scored a run yet this year. They're gonna be looking to get on the board early, hopefully for themselves. But I expect that one to be a fairly tight game.
Probably game of the week for mine. Goody Saints 1-1 now up against the undefeated East Torrens. That's going to be at Mortlock Park, home of the Indians.
Yeah, I haven't seen too much of either teams. I saw Goodwood the first week when they played Sturt down here as a rematch, and they were missing a couple of their key players just because of a bad weekend to start for them. But you know, a team that won a grand final 2 years ago and was in a grand final last year, they're gonna straighten things out and be ready to go.
Alrighty, we'll give you the other games after this first pitch. Clippers have got a run on here, 3 runs so far this inning, 3 straight hits, new pitcher, new batter. Let's see if anything changes. 32 minutes to go. Comes the outside corner. The other game, Southern Districts host Sturt. Port Adelaide need a big win. They host Adelaide. Northern Districts host Henley and Grange. And West Torrens host Woodville, but at Woodville, due to the complex being built at Lockleys for the Eagles.
Josh Tyndall in now for the Crushers. He did start today's game as the designated hitter. He's in as the pitcher. Good curveball to start to get ahead of Austin Gallagher. Probably looking for a fastball from him. He got it that one, but it was a little bit high and out of the zone.
So Gallagher now finds himself an unusual spot, down 0-2 in the count. He's going to unleash to the scoreboard. Joyce is there. Can't get there. This is going to bring more runs for the Clippers. it's going to be an RBI. But the power of Austin Gallagher on display for all and sundry, and that was not far off clearing the fences.
No, the Dodgers of Golden Grove would have seen the power on the weekend as he did hit 2 home runs, and that just continues just out of the reach of Terrell Joyce as he did a good job tracking that ball down. It just got over his head. But you see him get out of the box running hard. Knew he was going to have to find his way there. Aaron Whitefield tags up, make sure it gets down. He scores easily, and McCardle cruises into third base. And the Clippers are continuing to move. Second and third now, 1 out with Josh LaPiana. They got the infield in. They're looking to cut a runoff.
Right now, they're just trying to quieten the bat. That is 4 straight hits to the Clippers, who we always thought coming into this game, this season, had some offensive firepower. And we're seeing it right here. 1-4. All getting a hit.
Yeah, they've exploded this inning with 4 straight hits. Crushers are looking to cut something down here. They may be worried about falling too far behind, already trailing 5-3. They don't want it to spiral out of control, but it is the risk you take. With Super League, you're going to get runners on yourselves as we go. And with the infield in, LaPiana just has to hit a ball hard somewhere, and as long as it's not right at one of the infielders, there's a good chance he's going to score 2 with the lead that Gallagher's getting at second.
You know, first week we saw a whole batch of double plays. This game we have not had a single one as yet. It is the flip side for the defence. You have 2 on, means you can get the double plays, but not a lot of ground balls.
That one's going to scoot away. McCardle's going to take a look, but he wisely chooses to get back as Clavel quickly pounces on that ball to keep the runners where they are.
So a couple of big pitches coming up here. The Clippers are threatening to put this one, well, put a bit of a buffer into this game, because we look, 2 runs always sounds like a lot. But it's not, even in traditional baseball, but certainly not in Super League. As there's a bouncer, well grabbed by Barry to get the out that was there. And that's a key second one, because it takes the sacrifice out of the equation.
There's the big risk and reward that you have to make as a coach. And it was a great play that Barry was just able to get to it. High bouncer, thought it might get over him, but he's able, takes a look at the runner, sees they're not going because it stayed on the infielders that were already in. And they get the out without advancing anybody. Here they do have an open base. We'll see if they pitch to Tom McGarry, who is one of the hot hitters in the Super League. With Lockie Burrows on deck, doesn't quite have the power threat that McGarry might provide.
Yes, well, McGarry's already hit 1 3-1 home run this season. At a reasonably similar stage of the contest. Open first base. And a pitch that just nibbles the outside and got the strike. That was a rather late strike call.
Yeah, we see McGarry didn't like that one there, shaking his head a little bit, but down 0-2. Now he's going to have to defend on something. He's going to be looking to work his way on. There's up and in 0-2. Tyndall's just looking to change the eye level, but it's maybe not the eye level that McGarry wanted, as that one came close to the helmet flap.
Not too far from his last pitch that got the strike, just an inch or so inside. And that one high, and suddenly we've got ourselves the old Richie 2-2 with 2 out, and a double Richie because there's 2 on. And something marvelous is about to happen.
Give me the 2-2 pitch. And with the off-speed, McGarry swings and miss. Clavel holds on for strike 3. Catcher's looking to see if he got it. Yes, he held on, didn't hit the dirt. That's strike 3. So Tyndall comes in, gets a ground ball to the second baseman, strikeout, and we're going to go to the bottom third. Clippers now lead 5-3.
Hope you're enjoying your Super League Baseball. Adelaide, the Crushers scored the first 3. The Clippers have scored 5 unanswered. So we head to the bottom of the 3rd. And I don't think we're going to see a lot of innings tonight. The Crushers have got some work to do down 2. As we're trying some off-field entertainment.
We do have a pitching change for the Clippers after Tim Day worked his 2 innings. We do have Tyson McKee coming in. He inherits a 5-3 lead. Runners first and second, nobody out for Liam Bull of the Denmark Crushers. Whoa, that one's going to come in. That one's going to catch him on the forearm. And first pitch loads the base. There's nobody out. And McKee's in trouble already. And you got Darcy Berry, the second baseman, coming up.
Yeah. I was talking in the break about, where we're seeing longer at bats. Well, this is our first pitch, and we've got loaded bases. Charlie Ashcroft moves to 3rd. He started at 2nd. Ryan Broom is at a 2nd, starting at 1st. Liam Bull now at 1st. As we go to the number 8 hitter in Darcy Barry, and we have a look at this first up pitch. Yeah, did well to get out of the way of that one, Liam Bull.
First pitch. That one he takes right down the middle. 0-1. Darcy Berry, his first at bat of the night, comes in now after making a nice play at second base with the infield in to keep the Clippers where they are and hold, maybe preserve a 5-3 lead and give his Denmark Crushers a chance to come back. Now it's going to be a drive into right field. Lapiana camps under it. The tag at third base. Going to be the throw, play at the plate. Gallagher's going to cut to 3rd and catch Broom, and he's in safely as he gets under the tag. Darcy Berry with the sacrifice fly here. Lapiana gets under, makes a good strong throw onto the infield. Gallagher knew there wasn't a play into 3rd, makes the tag, but just a little bit late.
Yeah, if anything deep to right, you're almost guaranteed that's going to be 1 run. And a little bit of extra hitting there as we got 1 out, but runners on the corners. And we've got ourselves now just a 1-run ball game. This is the number 9. Well, is this Josh Tyndall?
Yep, number 9 hitter. He's now pitching. He started off as a DH tonight, but he's now the pitcher of record.
Okay. So they haven't made a change there. As you can see, the Sturt helmet, the defending South Australian premiers, breaking a long drought in March, winning their first title. I think it was something like 27 years from memory. Good night was certainly had by all. And that's always the bookend of the baseball season. This is the start of it. The Sundays with the South Australian League, the Super League, of course, coming up. What are we, 4 weeks away? Tomorrow will be the start of the Australian Baseball League. We've got Premier 12 before that. We've got the World Series on right now. If you're a baseball fan, it's all going to happen.
Lots going on. That's going to be a chopper. See if they can turn and play. Franklin comes up, gets the out at second. No play at first. Tyndall, good job getting the ball in play there, hustling down the line. That's going to score a run. That's going to make it a tie baseball game once again. As we see Tyndall, high chopper. That's going to be enough. Franklin gets it. Burrows knows he has no shot there. Doesn't even throw it. And now we're going to the back to the top of the order. And power hitting Terrell Joyce getting in. And 2 out this time. Runner on first base.
And just keep an eye on that clock now as we're almost within the 20 minutes of the game ending. Now somehow the Crushers can keep this going for another 10.5 minutes and score a couple of runs.
Yeah, with the clock kicking down, we can see we have just over 20 minutes. Can't start a new inning once that clock hits 0. Big swing there by Terrell Joyce. He's trying to launch that one deep into the night.
So did that start at 80 or 90?
It started at 80.
Okay.
Can't start a new.
Twice in 2 weeks I've got.
Can't start a new inning once it gets to 0. The Clippers are the visiting team.
I'll have it mastered by the time we finish the regular season.
That one he's going to pop straight up. McGarry's making his way to the screen, gets himself under it, steps back and puts the ball away for the final out of the inning. But Denmark Crushers get themselves a couple runs to even this thing back up. We're going to be going to the top of the fourth. 5-5 draw.
And one in our first game comes from Adelaide's Norwood Oval.
Oh, he hit that one. That's a magnificent hit. Steve won't get that one. That's got to be a two-bagger. Going to be a flat. Oh, it's safe. And there she goes.
She got two little horns and they give me a little bit.
Well, here we are. We are in the fourth. Under 20 minutes left to start a new inning. And the Clippers have a one-run lead. They have two on in Lapiana at second and McGarry at first, although as the catcher, I guess he still has that duty, though with two outs he might be substituted.
Yes. Yeah, no, there is speed up rules in Super League. It's with 2 out, it's mandatory, but with 1 or 0, it is an option. And it looks like he's starting there on the 1-0 pitch. And Tyndall continues in there.
And that's just so the catcher can get their equipment on and not delay things between the innings as part of the whole speed up concept. Two 2-0 count. Tinder puts that right. That was there to be hit. Burrows had a swing, couldn't get anything on it. And now it's... Yep.
Dude, a little bit of a change on the bottom of the screen there. You saw it. It is a 5-5 baseball game here in the top of the fourth. 2-1 pitch from Josh Tyndall. Fastball, and Burrows tried to get out of the way of that one, ended up following it off. He wasn't happy with himself on it. Be 2-2. And once again, we see an opportunities. We're getting into late innings, not playing any small ball.
I think the closest we've seen to small ball was that last innings by the Crushers.
Yeah.
A couple of sacrifices. I don't think I've seen a bunt yet. Thought it would be a bunt fest in this new league.
Yeah, so far everybody's been playing for the bigger innings, and I understand that in the first few when you got the full 90 minutes left. But here we are, just over 15 minutes left in the game. Every run is going to be very important right now, and trying to get that one to get ahead could be the winning one even.
We've got ourselves loaded bases again. Second time the Clippers loaded them up with none out. And they certainly made the Crushers pay in the last inning, putting 4 runs on the board. Clippers responded with 2 to tie it all up. It's 5 apiece. We thought this would be a tight game between what we think, look, it's game 2, folks, we think are the 2 elite teams.
It's been projected as the two elite, and that one Costa takes for strike 1. But in a short season, only 6 weeks this year, it is every game is important, and being 2-0 as opposed to 1-1 could be a major factor.
Yep. I think if you can win the first 3, you're almost guaranteed a finals berth. They used to have a bit of history. It's actually their 5th meeting. They have played more than any other club. We did mention they had a 3-3 tie. They met in the prelim final. The Crushers won that 14-2. It was both the highest score in Super League history, all 1 year of it, and the biggest winning margin at 12 runs.
Just a bit outside.
Just a bit. And very, very dangerous. That could have been another run. But not to be. We're still tied up.
No, Crushers the benefit of the brick wall in behind home plate here at Benefield. You hit it square, it's going to bounce straight back. Runners knew that and hold their ground, but 2-1 here.
So Lapiana's at 90 feet away, McGarry is at 2nd, and Burrows is at 1st for the Clippers. And that's the number 8 here to Phil Acosta, the left fielder from Henley and Grange.
Once again, Denmark Crushers have got the infield in. They're going to be looking to cut the runner off at home. Acosta takes that one low, 3-1.
When I used to see these tiebreaker type rules at ABL level, to me the logic was if you start off with 2 on with none out, the par is a run. You should at least be scoring 1 run every inning.
That's generally the theory. That one's going to be a 3-1. She takes the inside corner, 3-2. But I have coached a number of games at Western Championships in Canada and Nationals, and we do use the international rule once it gets to the 10th inning, and I've had games where we don't score for 2-3 innings. So here's the payoff pitch, 3-2. Costa hits that one deep down left field line. That's going to sail into the Clippers bullpen.
So we've had a couple here. We've had 6 half innings. 4 of them have brought runs, 2 of them scoreless. And I guess 10 runs from those 6 half innings is just over a run an inning, so we're on that track tonight.
3-2 pitch to Phil Acosta. Bases loaded, nobody out. Tyndall comes set. He's going to miss high and wide. He's going to walk in the go-ahead run.
Back-to-back walks.
Bases loaded, Alex brings to the plate, Jasper.
And looks like we're going to have a little bit of a mound visit here from the Denmark Crushers. And we're going to have pitching change. Looks like they're going to Anthony Herrera. He's going to come in from shortstop.
Was it Broom? No.
The grand final MVP last year. One of the stronger pitchers in the SABL. He comes fresh off a year from the Frontier League champions, the River City Rascals, where he was 3-2 with a 2.59 ERA in 41 innings. With 18 walks, 46 strikeouts. So more than a strikeout an inning, which is what he's going to come in looking to do here. He needs to get a strikeout to get his team back in, and they can't afford to give any more up when, as we see, we got 11-16, 11-15 left in this game. This could very well be the last inning, depending how the bottom of the inning goes. So
this pitching change is, in some ways, the longer the Clippers are taking this inning, and obviously can't control the clock at the moment, but if they're going to score runs and extend the inning by doing so, they better make sure they score enough to hold off the Crushers.
yeah,
It's all convoluted, isn't it? You throw a clock into this thing.
yeah, they're going to be in. They know they got in the bottom of the order. Herrera leading off, followed by Inglis and Mason Clavel. So they have their 2, 3, 4 hitters coming up, the Crushers. But they got to get out of this part first. So they're going to go to their ace. They want to get them. They want to try to keep it right where it is. If they're only down by 1, they're going to take their chances that they can get that 1 back to at least earn a draw. If this is the last inning, or they can put a couple on and do what they did to the Carp last week, where they ended up walking off in the last inning at bat because of the time factor.
I think that's the scenario now, as we've got just 10 minutes left. I don't see this going 5. Clippers have the opportunity. They have the 1-run lead now. None out, bases loaded to put up a total for the Crushers to chase.
And a couple defensive changes with that. Liam Bull slides over to second base. Darcy Barrett, shortstop, ran Broom to first. There's the first pitch. Going to come right at it. First play, Darcy Barrett's going to come home. Clavella out there. He's going to look to third. He knew he wasn't going to get Jasper Clark at first. Young man's too fast. But one pitch, and Herrera's got the frank part of his job done. They got an out at the plate without any damage. And we're going to turn it over to the top of the order for Isaac Franklin, who had an RBI single his last at bat. Interesting option. He does lots of power. Led Slovenia in the European Cup in home runs this past season, but struggles a little bit in the SABL so far. I'm going to get ahead. That one's going to drive left. That one's going to be run down and caught there. And Charlie Oshko's going to be play at the plate, and he's not going to come in. Great job getting that ball in. Holds Lockie Burrows at third base.
Well, this has been two good pitches. Anytime you can get an out and not concede a run when you've got loaded bases, that is a big win. And now, with two out, the Crushers just one out from just chasing one, going to the bottom of the fourth.
It's going to be a big test for Herrera.
But
he gets ahead of Whitefield, affiliated with the Minnesota Twins, Team Australia, making his guest appearance. It's probably his last at bat in Super League.
At bat, yes.
He'll be looking to maybe do a little damage before he heads off here, but he's behind in the count, 0-1. Herrera comes set, and there's that good slider that he possesses. That's his wipeout slider. It moves. It moves easily a foot from one side of the plate to the next.
Just taking a little bit of time with him, thinking, how's that's not a strike? And I think the umpire was just appreciating it, giving it that split second before throwing the arm out.
And there's a fastball he takes, looking for the slider right down the middle. Great job from Anthony Herrera. 5 pitches, 3 outs. Did what the Crushers need him to do and kept it right there. They're going to the bottom of the fourth, down 1 in possibly their last at-bats.
Give him the ball, something will happen. Don't go anywhere, folks. The bottom of the fourth coming up. This is Super League Baseball Adelaide, thanks to Space Quake Sports. Well, here was the smoking pitch from Herrera, which left the Australian rep Whitefield just spectating, and we probably should add, Aaron Whitefield, good luck with your trip overseas, especially when you play Team Canada. But enough of the festivities. We've got ourselves a baseball game here. The Clippers are 3 outs away from going 2-0. The Crushers, well, they get a chance to walk it off again. 2 men on, as it is every half inning. And they've got 3 outs to do something about this game because we've only got 5 minutes left on the clock.
Tyson McKee continues and falls behind 1-0. Yeah, there's potential this could be the last inning, but a ground ball here from Herrera, 2 quick outs, and then another one. We could go 1 more. We'll see how the inning goes, but the Crushers are trying to get the lead back here. 1-0, Herrera drives that one deep to left field. We're going to see if that one stays fair as that one tracks into left. and run down and missed in left field. Looked like Villacosta was able to track it down, but as he got closer to the fence there,
so that will just be a foul. It'll just go in the score.
Goes his long foul ball there.
What the?
Herrera did a great job getting out of the last inning, looking to help himself out here as he's now the pitcher of record for the Crushers. The 1-1 pitch. That one he's going to foul into the dirt right in front of him. And it's 1-2. So a couple big swings there from Anthony Herrera trying to do some damage. We'll see if he shortens up a little bit in the first inning, in his first at bat. He drove in 3 runs with a double down the right field line that disappeared into that Death Valley corner.
Oh, Death Valley, sorry.
There's a grounder to short. Franklin goes to second base. They get 1 out there. He looked to third, decided against it, didn't think he had the play there. They still able to get the out at second. And we got runners on the corners. 1 out with Pat Inglis, the center fielder, coming up.
Yep, so
Struck out his first at bat.
Joyce, the player, out. Herrera at first. And he has speed. So if they can get something in the corners, he could well be that. He represents the leading run. Player at third is the tying run. 1 out.
Fastball low there from McKee. Falls behind 1-0. Looking for a ground ball. And see if Herrera decides to go, get himself in scoring position. Ball 2 up high. Good job here from Pat Inglis, staying patient, not letting the moment get ahead of himself here and swing at pitches that he shouldn't. His teammate from Port Adelaide on the mound, looking for something he can handle.
Top spot at stake, but cool head's important as he wears one and loads up the bases. So another one of those and we'll have ourselves a tied ball game. It is still a Clippers lead 6-5. But bases loaded, 1 out.
Not what McKee was looking for there, but it doesn't do any damage. He's in the same situation he was, and he's got maybe a better candidate for a double play up. Mason Clavel being a catcher. Catchers are notorious for not running overly well. So if he can get himself a ground ball, he did have a ground up to shortstop his last time up, so he'd be looking for the same thing out of him here.
Well, everything in play is a forced situation as well.
But last week he was possibly the Crushers' offensive output as he one-hopped left center for a double and then hit another deep ball to center field that was tracked down. So he's definitely seeing the ball very well right now.
1-0 count. That was there to be hit, and it was, but fouled.
On cue from seeing the ball well, jumps all over a fastball. Just got the head of the bat out a little bit early and took that one fairly deep as we're approaching the final minute before we started new inning.
Yeah,
at this point, we're on umpire's discretion here if we get a double play.
Yeah, bar a double play. This is going to be the final inning.
It's a good pitch from McKee and better take there from Mason Clavel. We're able to lay off the slider in the dirt. Gary blocks it to keep the tying run at third base. 2-1 pitch, 1 out. Bases loaded.
Keeping it low. And now it's a pressure moment.
He's going to have to give him something to hit here.
That's it.
Nowhere to put him. Tying run at third base. We are in the final inning.
It all happens at once, doesn't it?
3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss.
Oh, big one. Well, you can see the clock there. As long as the umpires are in sync, that'll do it. This is the 4th and final inning. We are at the 1 pitch warning, a double play and the Clippers win, a hit, chances are the Crushers will walk it off.
3-2. Ball 4, and now he's going to walk in the tying run.
And all the Clippers can do now is tie this game. They cannot win.
The Crushers with a chance.
Well, last week the Crushers won in their final at bat and walked off the carp. They're looking to do it for 2 weeks in a row. And they're going to turn it over to Charlie Ashcroft. Bases loaded, 1 out.
From behind 2 weeks in a row. Can they do it, the Crushers? The defending champs.
Going to follow that one back. You can see the outfielders communicating with each other. They got to move into a spot where they can throw the runner out at the plate. Infielders still in double play option. Outfielders in shallow. 1-0 to Ashcroft. That one's going to be hit right field. Lapiana goes back. Going to be plate. Tyndall coming in. Throw from Lapiana. That's going to sail up the line, and that one's going to be a run scored. Herrera comes in to score. And that's going to be a walk-off victory for the Denmark Crushers in back-to-back weeks.
Well, they keep on doing it. 1-1-0 premiership win. A walk-off come from behind last week. A walk-off come from behind this week. They know how to win in the pressure situations. That was the play they had to have, the sacrifice deep, and it was never even close at home plate.
Well, Charlie Ashcroft the hero today with the deep fly ball, but Anthony Herrera, 3-run double in the first inning. Winning pitcher came in bases loaded in the top of this inning, got out of it in 5 pitches, probably the player of the match, and the reason why he was the MVP of the grand final last year.
Alrighty, so 2 rounds in, the standings very quickly. The Crushers on top, 2 wins, no losses. The Clippers and Wasps have a win and a loss apiece. The Carp are zipping 2. Next week, the Wasps and the Crushers will battle at 6:15 next Wednesday night. It'll be the Carp and the Clippers in the late game. Robashi, any final thoughts before we sign off for Super League Baseball Week 2?
After 1 week, the weather wasn't great. The baseball was good. After 2 weeks, it's exciting. 2 exciting games tonight. Expect to see more of it as the weeks go.
Yeah, it's the kind of game tonight I expected. Lots of things happening all over the place. It is baseball turbocharged. Thanks to Spacequake Sports, this is Phil Hurton on behalf of Robashi saying good night from West Beach Parks.
All you need is the ball.
She got 2 little horns and they give me a little.